Yo, Habs Loqual. We just hit 500 subs on the channel.
You are not actually bragging about having 500 fans, are you?
That's what I said.
Right?
You guys suck. Get out.
Hey man, why'd you call me in here?
Bro, we just hit 500 subs on the channel.
500 fans? That's incredible, dude! 500?
Just a matter of perspective. But seriously, guys, thank you so much for 500 subs. This has been an awesome thing. It's sure it's a lot. There's a lot to do with it, and there's a lot of scheduling and everything. But it's so worth it. So fun to do. Thank you so much for the community more than anything. The comments, the camaraderie. I mean, the Discord's fun now. People are getting in there. It's just been such a blast, and I really deeply appreciate it. So thank you for all the support, guys. Truly. Low quality fans of a high quality Bruins team. That is a dub. A gutsy dub. We were dangerously close to the Samsonov going one and done, but we're keeping it alive. On a night with subpar goaltending, it happens. On a night where the bounces just didn't seem to be going your way. On a night where the referees had no clue what was going on. And I know that benefited us at times, but it benefited them at times. But it was just a weird night overall from the refs. On all these things happening, we still gutted out a win against what I truly believe, is a decent team. I tweeted this out. The Columbus Blue Jackets in my head every year, even when they're in playoff position, every year I sit there and go, God, that team sucks. It's the Columbus Blue Jackets. Like, what am I supposed to think, right? This year, every other person that touched the puck, like every other name that was called out, made me go, shit, man, he's pretty good. The team's pretty good. They're getting crap goaltending this year, which I find weird because Korpisalo I was never like huge on, but Merzlikins I like, and he didn't have a great game, and he's not having a great season, a .904 save percentage, but he is, I think, a decent goaltender. Regardless, this Columbus team better than the record, in my opinion. They are in not win now mode. That's a different statement, but they are in a must win mode. They have all of these games coming up that feel like must wins, and they got a point out of it tonight, so it's good for them. But the Washington Capitals are somewhere around 8 to 10 points ahead of them in the standings. That seems insurmountable at this point in the season. I talked about a 6-point lead for Toronto being pretty tough to get over, which we are now 2 points behind them, and they have a game in hand on us. But Columbus, looking to make a run at the playoffs, has to continue playing really well, which they have been, and they need the Capitals to continue to really struggle, which lately they have been. That team's not bad. You know who else isn't bad? Patrick Laine, very controversial character in the sport, I'd say. As controversial as a guy like him comes, I guess, because he's also super white bread, like really boring in a lot of senses. But when he's on the ice, oh boy, can he shoot that puck. He's an analytics nightmare, by the way. You dive into his numbers, and his shooting percentages are all over the place. They're either 0% or 40%. Like, that's it with him. And that's for a stretch of like a month each time. His shooting percentages are crazy. He clearly has one of the best shots in the league, because when he is shooting, they're going in. They showed a statistic. I don't remember the exact numbers, but it was a comparison of Pasta and him, and it was something about how many goals in the new year or something like that. They're both at 23 goals, I think it said. But Laine had taken like 50-something less shots. He's just so accurate. He's so deadly with the puck. And when he's feeling it, he's feeling it. I don't know why I'm pointing this out. He's just an analytics nightmare. His numbers are all over the place. His goals above expected are always high. It's just weird. It's just weird. Let's talk about this game. Swayman starts, okay? We all feel great about that. This is the worst game Swayman has played in a long time. And I am not only so proud of Swayman in this game, but I'm proud of the team for gutting out a win. This was kind of an ugly game for him in general, but he kind of just keeps going on. He doesn't let things bother him. You didn't see him break his stick at any point or get upset, which I'm not really against if that's how you want to handle it, as long as you're still locked in. I'm pretty impressed with the response he had, particularly in the shootout. Am I bummed because I was really enjoying his stats continue to go up? Yeah, I want to keep seeing that happen, and he'll have a chance again soon. I doubt he starts on Monday, but we'll see. It was a tough outing for him. Lines stay the same, except Lazar is back in, Froden is out. That was the obvious move, right? Lazar's back. I'm kind of happy about that. I thought it would give more of a boost to the bottom line, but the bottom six were terrible tonight. They were getting their asses kicked. It was brutal. A couple notes here. It was Rick Nash's retirement ceremony. He retired, I believe that's the first number that Columbus Blue Jackets have retired, number 61 for Rick Nash. A lot of Bruins fans are going to remember Rick Nash as the guy we traded for and got nothing out of because of his concussion history, and he took a hit and he couldn't come back. That's fair, and that's true. Rick Nash was an excellent hockey player and a really good dude from the people that you talked to that were, around him. It's one of those cautionary tales that it sucks because he was such a great talent and all the head issues from the multiple hits up there. Just a bummer to see the career get cut as short as it did. I really liked it when we got him. I was excited about it. I thought it was going to be huge for us. We just didn't get a cup out of it. I'm not going to judge the man on that, nor the retirement ceremony on that. My judgment over all of this comes from, what's with the piss poor planning? Puck drop was supposed to be at 7. I was going to be okay with 7:15. Do the ceremony, warm-ups, get going. 7:48? 48-minute delay? Come on. I know that's awful. Rick Nash, congratulations on getting your number retired. You deserve it. I feel like I should have more to say there, but I just don't. Other notes. We are doing a trade deadline episode. Of course we are. But we might be doing 2 of them, depending on how it goes. And I want questions. We just had someone ask on one of the last videos about are we doing this? We are doing this. Put your questions below. And continue to ask them as we get closer, because it's not going to be this week that I have it, I believe, right? We're still a couple weeks away. So continue to ask them. And that's actually a good point in general, where I'm going to start looking into the comments and trying to answer more questions during the episodes. It adds like 3 or 4 minutes for the episode. It's not hard to do. It's not a bunch of prep time. I don't know why I wouldn't do it, right? It's not something that adds a bunch of work. So feel free to ask questions. I want to start answering more of those. I'm going to figure out whether I'm going to do it in the beginning or at the end, probably at the end of episodes, but we'll figure all that out. Last thing. God, this is a lot of house cleaning for this. I am on Twitch and doing a little gaming, right? I'm not very good at streaming. I don't think I'm all that entertaining yet at streaming. But I'm just starting, so we're figuring it out. Playing Elden Ring, which I like. I like those kind of games. I'm going to upload some videos from the Twitch. I'm just going to put them on YouTube. I don't know if I'm going to put them on this channel. I don't really know if I wanted to get it cluttered with gaming stuff. But that being said, I'll probably make a playlist. And if I use this channel, I'll toss them all over there. Regardless, you might see some of those uploads. So if you have notifications on and stuff, you'll see some of those go up that won't be game involved. That's kind of why I'm considering chucking them elsewhere. But we'll get all that figured out. Opinions on that would also be appreciated, in case you're like, dude, I don't want all that clutter and shit. I come here for hockey. Leave it hockey. I'll respect that. Puck drops! Nosek right out of the gate. I don't know what's going on with him. I haven't really noticed in past games. This game, he looked really sloppy. He had some moments, but him in particular, I was kind of like, what is going on with my boy? Because I'm a big Nosek guy, and he really looked like he was struggling out there tonight. Maybe a lot of these guys are kind of feeling the road trip and are ready to get home, so maybe I shouldn't be so quick to judge. It's another good point, though. This is a 6-game road trip. They haven't been home in 2 weeks. I think this game was a lot of effort that people just didn't have a lot left in the tank. So I'm going to be proud of this team. It takes almost 7 minutes to get a whistle in this game, which is nice because we're catching up because of that 48-minute delay to start the game. There are going to be a couple huge saves. The first one being a awesome Sway by save. Save by Sway. Line gets basically an open bid because McAvoy way overcommits on a cross-slot attempt to bat the puck away. He just toe drags him. Has an open bid, open wrist shot at Sway. Sway makes a glove save. In review, it was missing the net anyway, but still I'm going to give credit to Sway because he needs some credit on some of these in this game. There were some big saves to start. 9:21 left. Marchand plays games with Werenski, just dancing around him. Gets separation. Werenski, it almost looks like he gave up on the play. He basically gets crossed up. He's going the wrong way and is just shoulders back and spins around. And by the time he actually spins around, Marchand has taken a wrist shot on the net. 9:21 left, so we're halfway through the period. Wrist shot from the high point. DeBrusk gets the deflection, and it's a goal. Jakey with another goal. I thought it was Bergeron initially. It was Jakey who gets credit. Guys, I am all for the Jakey revenge tour. I am 100%, and if you listen to the pod, you know this. After the latest interview, after the latest stuff from his agent, I'm 100% on him getting traded. He has to be traded this season. 100%. 100%. This is so great that he keeps scoring. Because although I keep saying this, it's not like his value is going way up, but it is going up little by little. Because people have 3 years of tape on this guy. It's going up little by little. The good bounces this kid is getting right now are insane. This is the luckiest. We have talked about Jake the Snake being bitten for so many years. Just can't buy the back of the net half the time. And this month stretch has been incredible. Not even month, like 3 week stretch. Incredibly lucky for him. Good for the kid. He deserves it. I also want to point out, in the pregame, I was watching some highlights. And one of them was every Rick Nash goal as a Boston Bruin. And it's from 2018, 2019, of course. And Jack Edwards, DeBrusk steals the puck, sends it to Rick Nash, who's right in front of the net, gets to bury it. Nice little move, buries it. Jack Edwards talks about the reputation of Jake DeBrusk being relentless in pursuit of the puck. What a difference 3 years can make is all I'm saying. Because outside of this couple of weeks, we spent years going, why doesn't he care more when he's on the ice? That first season, you really forget. He cared so much. First season? I'm trying to remember actually when his first season. That probably wasn't his first season. But either way, back then, he cared so much about getting the puck. And now we're kind of like, why is he so lazy? I'm not a big, he's lazy guy. But there's definitely nights he takes off. Not lately, but previously. Just weird. It was just a weird moment for me to chuckle at. I just thought you'd enjoy that. 3 minutes left in the period. It is a transition. We get caught a little high. Riley pinches in the offensive zone. Doesn't win the battle. It gets pushed out. Great speed in the transition by the Blue Jackets, but DeBrusk's back check ends up knocking the puck away from Jenner, which was huge. I thought their chance died right there, but there was no one else around, and Nyquist was allowed to pick that up at the bottom of the right circle, kind of turn to face Swayman, and Bergeron and McAvoy, who are both in the slot, neither one stepped forward. Miscommunication there. So he just, again, open bid that short glove side, and this is real close. This is in tight. Yes, Swayman wants this one back, but this is a sniper-rooney and cheese glove side. 1-1, 3 minutes left of the period. And you feel awful about that because you're like, oh, late period goal in a period that we were really the better team. And then 2 minutes later, it gets worse. I literally thought, what the hell is happening? 1 minute left, and the Jackets just set up. They're just cruising around the zone. Shot from the point, double deflection in the slot, gets on Swayman. He can't handle it. After the second deflection, he can't handle it cleanly. Comes down in front of him, kind of bounces away, and it looks to me like he accidentally swatted this away. I saw some people say that he went for a clear and didn't get enough on it, or whatever. Looks like he didn't mean to hit it with his stick, but he does. And it gets pushed out, and Nyquist is just the beneficiary of, he's standing next to the net, puck gets pushed out to him, and there's an open net. Boom, 2-1, 1 minute left. Period's going to end that way. What a collapse. Good thing the second period is a nightmare. or at least the first 4 minutes, is a nightmare for Columbus. 40 seconds in, Columbus hits the post. Scary, right? It's a 1-goal game. We don't want to go down by 2. They hit the post. It's out. That's fine. 2 minutes in, Columbus thinks they're getting a power play. Voracek is blatantly tripped by Howla. That was absolutely a trip. Did he try to sell it a little bit? Maybe. I'm not so sure. Looked like a trip to me. Excuse me, loud car. I am making a video. Looked like a trip to me. But then, nothing's called. And the Blue Jackets are kind of like, hey, what just happened? And it feels like they pulled up a little bit. Like they relaxed a little bit. Howla then, board battle in the neutral zone. Howla comes up, grabs the puck, goes into the offensive zone. It's a transition, and he has all the time in the world, all the space in the world, and nails his 5-hole. So it's a tie game off of a play that they thought they were getting a power play out of. What's even worse, there was a delayed penalty on them for holding, I believe. Now, obviously, that doesn't get called because we score on the play, so it doesn't actually matter. It just offsets. But that's a brutal first 2 minutes. And then 30 seconds later, Columbus hits the crossbar. That's brutal. And then 3:30 in, Lazar gets blatantly taken down by Columbus. They call that one. We're going to the power play. Now they kill that. So everyone's happy, except for anybody who supports the Blue Jackets, because that first 4 minutes was horrendous for them. And they got blatantly screwed because we scored on a play with the guy who committed the penalty right after he committed the non-called penalty. We have been on the receiving end of those too. I'm not excusing the whole game like, well, we didn't deserve to win this one. It happens. Jackets fans know that happens. But damn, I'd be pissed. Like, right? If this was a reverse, I'd be pissed. 4:30 in. And it's our turn. Smith goes for tripping. Penalty kill time. It's a scary penalty, but it's an opportunistic penalty. They have a lot of time to set up. They have a lot of time to move the puck. They don't have a lot of room to actually take a shot, and every chance we had to clear, we basically did. Now, there was an interesting, scary moment as well. Marchand is attempting a shorthanded bid and just bashing his way through every obstacle and ends up in a sandwich between 2 Blue Jackets players. One of them was Werenski. And as they're getting closer to the goal, Werenski gets knocked down and slides forward towards Merzlikins. Gosh! I don't deserve to talk about hockey. Werenski gets slid into Merzlikins. Merzlikins has to jump him. And I mean, literally jump him. Cool moment. And then it looks like Werenski's hurt. He was not. He was banged up. Like, I'm sure he didn't feel good. He gets up, continues to play the rest of the game, and was a fucking animal the whole time. So I'm not too worried about him. But that was a scary moment. Jumping over someone who is sliding slowly at you and you have skates on, that could have gone really poorly, is all I'm saying. Bad. Killed the penalty, though. 6:47 left. Coyle's going to go for slashing. We're going to talk about that penalty kill in a second. But Sway, during the delayed penalty, massive save. It's a cross slot. Bjorkstrand's just cruising, slicing through our defenders. And he gets down to the left side of the net, and it's a nice feed across to Roslovic. Open net from 2 feet out. It's an incredible push-off. Speed, agility, it's all there by Swayman. And he gets a glove on it, makes the save. That was huge. Keeping it tied. Now we're going to go into the penalty kill. It's not going to be tied anymore. And it is they just set up and they move the puck around. And it's so frustrating because we have 5 minutes left. 5 minutes left in the second period. In a tie game. They move the puck around. And Werenski just gets a little bit of space coming into that right circle, just coming down into it. You live with this shot for the most part. Like, you want someone to put a little more pressure on him. Sway gets a piece with the glove, but it goes in. Sway wants that one back big time. That was a nice shot, but he has plenty of time to make that save. He can see it perfectly. Sway wants that one back. 3-2. On to the third. That means we went into the second down by a goal. We're going to the third down by a goal. This is going to have to be a gutsy win. It would have to be. What was interesting is starting the third period, Freddie was dropped to the fourth line, Foligno was brought up to the third. Reason being, I brought up the fact that I brought up the fact that the third line was getting crushed analytically, right? Just if you look at the advanced analytics, that third line was not doing well, but they were outperforming their analytics and they were outperforming their opposition. This game, analytically, garbage. Performance-wise, holy shit, they were getting crushed. They were getting crushed in this game. So some changes were made. Bottom six still continued to get pretty much crushed, but it did pay off, oddly enough. 4:40 in. Foligno winning a battle on the wall, feeds across the neutral zone to Cliffy, who is just activating the D. Activate that D! Down the right wall. And he's going to fling it across to Smith. Smith just made the net front drive. That's all he could do. I just trust Smith on the ice. I just trust him, man. Gets a piece of it, enough of it to get past Merzlikins. That is a 3-3 game, 5 minutes into the third. And that's off the new line setup because Foligno did help out with that play. Not bad. Not bad. 11:41 left. Voracek goes down in a stride-by-stride with Forbort. And I don't know what happened here, and there's a long pause from the refs, and I thought someone was getting a penalty, but you watch the replay 15 times and go, I don't know what just happened. Voracek just went down, and then he stayed down for a minute, as if he just got sliced across the knee. Like, I have no clue what just happened. Everything was fine. We just kept moving. The refs in this game, and we're going to talk about another reason for this in a second, just refused to take control. And I'm not saying, like, they had a lot of bad calls and a lot of missed calls. This was a bad officiating crew tonight. But they just allowed shit to happen and to take up time for no reason. It was really strange. 5:37 left in the period. In the game, potentially. Pasta gets high-sticked right off the faceoff. We have a power play. Now, our power play has been lackluster. We've talked about this. We absolutely have. They had that little hot streak for a little while, and then it went back to being lackluster. This is a inexcusable to not score power play. Is that fair? No. But you have 5 minutes left of a tightly contested game against a decent team, a team that wants this win more than anything. You need to score on this and put the game away. And a minute into the power play, I didn't know if it would stand at first. McAvoy makes a crazy keep-in on the right point. Puck gets sent back down to Marchand, who is just on that right wall. He sends it over to Pasta. Pasta looks like he's going to load up for his usual shot, but goes for a slap pass to Hall, who is across the crease, ready to shove it in far side. He gets a piece of it, goes post and out, but only out by a couple inches. So Hall makes a diving play to try to swat it in, whiffs, but Bergeron is there to clean up the mess, punches it into the net. That is a 4-3 power play goal. We took the lead, 5 minutes left, 4.5 really, finish the game. The officiating crew. Now, Jack was having a mess about this, just going nutty, and he deserved to. The Blue Jackets got a free timeout as they discussed with the referee whether or not they wanted to challenge. And when I say a free timeout, this was at least 45 seconds, and it was a little bizarre. You have to make a decision before the puck drops. That's the whole point. The ref grabs the puck, everyone gets set back up, celebrations happen, that gives you 30 seconds, 45 seconds right there, and then you go to center ice, and if you challenge before that moment, before the puck drops, the challenge will happen. But instead, they went over to talk to the Blue Jackets coaching staff and just stayed. It was bizarre. It was bizarre, and this referee and crew was in way over their head tonight. And I know some of you might look into the crew and go, these guys have 1,000 games underneath their belt. What are you talking about? You don't know better than these guys. That's totally fine. Yeah, sure. Maybe these guys do have 1,000 games because I don't even want to look up who it was. This was an awful performance by them. Awful. And I'm pretty sure Blue Jackets fans would super agree with me on that. So me and my big, dumb, stupid brain tweeted out, talking about Twitter too much tonight, tweeted out with 4 minutes left, Swayman is going to have to make a game-saving stop to win this game in regulation. Will he do it? And you know what? Most of you said yes, he will do it. One person said no, like a total asshole, but he was right. So what can you do? I got to respect him for that. But he wasn't right, because with 7 seconds left, Sway makes the huge game-saving save. He does. It's a cross-creaser. He has to make another cross-crease diving play to make the save, and he does. But the rebound gets punched to the corner. We're not fast enough on our feet. Blue Jackets swing it back up to the slot. And this is another one where you just go, oh, maybe he could have had that. But a lot of screening going on, a lot of movement. I'm not blaming Sway for this one. Puck gets moved around to Voracek, who is just going to hammer this. It has eyes. It beats Swayman beneath the blocker arm, just squeaks through. That's a tie game with 1.8 seconds left. Now, there is some conspiracy theories here. Because, I forgot to tell you, 30 seconds left of the game, Foligno took a penalty. This was all the penalty kill this last 7 seconds. So there was a penalty there. Foligno took it. He's a spy. He was a spy the whole time. That's what really happened. There's also some controversy about the time clock. When the penalty got called, did they actually put the right amount of time back on the clock, or did they stop it early, or what? Was there less time? Look, if you're going to allow a goal with 1.8 seconds left, like, come on. Just don't allow a goal with 1.8 seconds left. And I know that sounds dumb, but I'm not going to start. Come on. If someone made a mistake on the clock, whatever, man. It is game 56 in the regular season. I'm just not getting that hyped up about it. So, tie game. We're going to go to overtime. Overtime was fast and furious, and then it was over. Not a lot of shots were taken. A lot of puck movement. I mean, it was exciting. I just don't have anything to tell you about, is the problem. Shootout. I could go person by person. I'm not going to. We did have Coyle, DeBrusque, and Pasta shoot. Pasta was the only one to score out of all 6 of the skaters that shot. He faked the shot, went quick hands around him, roofed it, cookie jar, just absurdly nice hands on him. But we get the shootout winner. I thought we deserved the win for the most part. I am proud of this team. And honestly, even with just a point, yeah, you gave up the lead with 1 second left, all that crap. This is a tail end of a long road trip. It's a hard game against a team that was way more physical than we were tonight. This is a gutsy win. You pulled out a win. And those 2 points might not matter all that much at the end of the season. We might just stay in 4th and whatever. I'm proud of the way this team put it together and won again. I think that's a stance we need to take right now. Game notes. Proud of the team. I already said that. 10 and 12 points in a West Coast trip. Not too shabby. And then 2 points back at Toronto. I said earlier, about a week ago, that I just don't see us catching Toronto. I still don't think we finish the season ahead of Toronto. I don't. But it's like 100% chance that we make the playoffs at this point. It would take such a monumental collapse to fall out of playoff position. I don't care. In the East, I do not care where we play, who we play against. I just don't care. The East is a gauntlet. If we were in the West, I would care more. We're not. No matter who we get in the first round, they're a great team, whether we pass Toronto or not. No matter who we get in the second round, they're a great team. No matter who we get in the third, great team. Game 7s will be away. Don't care. Don't care. We have had Game 7s at home, and I'm pretty sick of series ending on our ice. And I know that's picking and choosing because we have won plenty of series at home in Game 7 too. But the last Game 7 we had in a playoff series was not fun. It wasn't. It was not fun. Alright guys, that does it for me. I know this wasn't like a really exciting episode. I think I'm kind of hitting a little lull here. I got to get my energy back up. The dog days of the season are officially upon us. 56 games in. This next 15 game stretch, 20 game stretch kind of feels, not 20, 15 game stretch. This is going to be a little rough. It's going to be easy to get into a plateau. Got to keep your excitement. You got to enjoy the small wins because the development of this team is going to continue in front of us. I worry about stagnation with the season in general. Hopefully, we can work ourselves into a position to peak come Game 82, and peak going into the playoffs. We'll see how that works. In the meantime, like, comment, subscribe, and go Bees!